right, as usual in our Meet the Wong stories, we start with a scenario. Let's find out what Jimmy and Timmy are up to. Here it says, in the living room, Jimmy and Timmy hear Paige's phone beep. They pick up her phone and see Paige's selfie on her social media. Now, we talked about social media in the introduction, and social media is actually the apps or the programs that people can share information about themselves or share their ideas and opinions on the internet. So, forms of social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Line, WeChat, they go on and on and on.
That's right, they do. So these guys, they hear that noise coming from Paige's phone. Remember, their older sister's phone. And then we see that Timmy is the first person he speaks. And, well, he's not a real fan of what he finds on Paige's phone. But then again, it is her phone.
Right.
But he says to his brother, ew, it's a photo of Paige. So like many younger brothers, he finds his older sister disgusting and gross. And ew, anything about her makes him go, ew. Anyway, so he says, ew, it's a photo of Paige. And then he notices something, maybe down there at the bottom corner of the picture. He says, wait, she has so many likes. And notice there that likes is in quotes, because yes, we're talking about likes as a noun. A like is when someone likes your photo, right? And that's one of these new words that we get from social media. So even though he doesn't like the photo, because it has a lot of likes, I guess it's popular with, you know, her friends, the people the photo is really for, not her silly brothers.
Yeah, and Jimmy's looking at the phone too, and he kind of has the same feeling about it. Ew, but he says someone even wrote, "You're beautiful." She has so many friends. So obviously Jimmy does not think his sister is beautiful, but he's a little bit surprised because other people do. He's what is going on? And he also said she has so many friends. Now, friend is a noun. It's spelled F-R-I-E-N-D, friend, and it's our first word power word today. Okay, so we're talking about the noun friend, and a friend is someone you know well and you like to spend time with. I'm sure many of you out there have lots of friends. Maybe they're people you know in your classes, maybe they're people in your cram schools, maybe they're people you grew up with, your neighbors. Here's an example sentence of friend. Please invite your friends to my party next week. One more time. Please invite your friends to my party next week. Okay, so Paige has got all these friends. Now, these are probably people that she's met in school and in other places. Maybe she does extracurricular activities after school. Maybe they're just people she connected with on the internet.
Absolutely. You can make friends in all sorts of places. And if you have a lot of friends, you might use a word that's coming up next. Timmy asks a question once he sort of realizes and understands that Paige does have so many friends. So he asks, why is she so much more popular than us? So he's sort of talking about himself and his brother and saying that, wow, Paige has all these friends. Why? Why is she so much more popular than us?
Where are all our friends?
We're pretty cool guys, he's kind of saying, but obviously people think she's a lot cooler, or a lot more people think she's cooler. And if a lot of people like you, if you have many friends, here's an adjective you might use to describe yourself or others. Popular. It's spelled P-O-P-U-L-A-R. Popular. It's our word power word. Let's check it out. Popular is a pretty simple but quite useful word. Basically, it just means if something is popular, it's liked by many people. Many people like it. Of course, people can be popular. If you have a lot of friends, you might be a popular person at your school or something. A lot of famous people would be popular. Sports stars, singers, movie stars. They have millions of fans. And things can be popular too. Instagram is very popular. Any kind of new product or new food that everyone is talking about and saying how much they like it, it's popular because lots of people like it. For example, basketball is a very popular sport in the US. Basketball is a very popular sport in the US.
Okay, so Jimmy, obviously, I think it was Timmy who was asking, why is she so much popular than us?
He's asking the question, and I think he's a little bit jealous too, maybe, right?
But as you know, young boys, Jimmy's probably going to start making fun of Timmy.
They're not the most sensitive.
No, so here Jimmy's laughing, and he says, well, you have big teeth and look like a rabbit.
Ah, so there's a reason maybe why they're not so popular. At least one of them looks funny. Well, it seems both of them look funny because Timmy then says back to his brother, at least I don't have a large head. So one of them looks like a rabbit, one of them's got a big head. This could be one of the reasons they're not popular.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure about that.
Especially if they say that to other people and not just themselves.
That's true, yes. You don't want to go around talking about yourself that way. When we use this phrase, at least, we're kind of comparing two things that are bad and saying there might be something bad about me, but there's something worse about you, right? For example, if you and your friend both get a bad grade on a test, your friend might laugh and say, haha, you got a 30 out of 100. And then you would say back, well, at least I got 30, you got 0.
Ooh.
So I was bad, but you
were worse.
You use the at least exactly to introduce this other idea that you were worse or that something even more bad could have happened.
Right. Okay, well, let's continue on. Jimmy and Timmy probably start fighting. We're going to move on. In the picture, you can see now that Timmy and Jimmy are sticking their tongues out each other. And then Paige is walking in.
Ah, popular Paige.
Yeah, and Paige says, hey, what are you two doing with my phone? Okay, so let's just talk about stick your tongue out here. You can see it in the picture, but it's just when you make a funny face by sticking your tongue out at another person. And you often see young children do it, and it kind of shows that they're unhappy about something or with someone.
That's right. It's kind of a rude gesture, but something that kids might make. You also might go, you might make that noise or something like that. Not super polite, but, you know, kids will do it when they're unhappy about something. Anyway, so when Paige asks the two boys what they're doing, of course, they say, nothing. Yeah, they'll never tell the truth about that because they know she might be a little upset. Anyway, so they didn't get in too much trouble there, but they have realized that they're not the most popular kids in the family. So it seems the next situation, some time has passed and we're in another place right now, right?
Yep, so Jimmy and Timmy, we see in the picture, are now playing outside. So this is probably a couple of days later. They've been thinking about this, how Paige is so more popular. And, you know, we did say that Timmy and Jimmy were probably jealous, which is why Timmy now says we need to get more likes than Paige. And as we mentioned earlier, a like in social media is when someone clicks a button on your photo. They show that you like the photo. And in some sites, it's a heart. And sometimes it's a thumbs up.
That's right.
That's all I know about social media, so maybe there are different ways to like photos.
There probably are. Those are some of the more common ones. So, yeah, they're thinking about how to get more likes. Well, Jimmy's got an idea. He says, let's take a picture before we play soccer. Okay, yeah, doing a picture or posting a picture around your hobbies, that's a popular thing to do. Their hobby, it seems, is this game soccer. S-O-C-C-E-R, soccer. That's how we spell it. Let's talk about it. Soccer, yes, it's a sport, and it's also known around the world as football. This is the World Cup, FIFA, Wayne Rooney, that guy whose name I forget, Pele, Brazil, Spain, Germany. These are the big soccer teams. You kick a ball with your feet, with your head, off your chest, but not with your hands. That's soccer. For example, my school's soccer team practices after school on Thursdays. My school's soccer team practices after school on Thursdays. David Beckham, that's the one I was thinking about. He's retired, though.
All right, so they're playing soccer.
They're playing soccer?
They're about to play soccer.
That's right.
And, you know, they've kind of created this account on social media. They want to start getting more popular. And so Timmy says, Jimmy, take a photo of me. Make sure I look handsome.
Ooh, like David Beckham.
Right.
Or Ronaldo.
Yeah, okay. So Timmy wants Jimmy to make sure he looks handsome in the photo.
Oh, you have to do that.
When you make sure, you check that something is true or correct. So he's going to make sure that Timmy looks handsome by checking the picture, saying, yeah, okay, you're handsome, I'll post it.
Absolutely. You got to be careful of things when you're making sure.
And here's another example. Make sure you lock the door before you leave. Go back and check.
Check it. Guarantee that the door is locked. So what do we see? We see a picture there of Jimmy taking a picture of Timmy. So Jimmy takes it with his phone or a camera or something. And then to make sure, Jimmy says, okay, how about this? When we use how about this, we're kind of making sure. That's a very common question you would ask someone, to ask them to look at something, to check something, to make sure something is okay. So you can imagine him kind of showing the picture to him. You like it?
Yeah, okay.
That's the one. So she made sure. So that's the one we're going to use.
Okay, so now another picture. We see that Timmy is taking the phone.
Okay.
He's opening an app and he's going to edit the photo. He's going to change it to make himself look a little better.
Wow, that's professional.
Yeah, okay, so they've kind of caught on to this social media trend here.
They're like the Kardashians.
Yeah, and Timmy says, now I'll just make my legs look longer with this app and done. All right, so maybe he wants to look like he's a little bit taller than he really is. And to do that, he used an app. It's spelled A-P-P. It's a noun. And an app is a computer or phone program that does a particular job. Maybe it changes the color of the photo. Maybe you can change what your face looks like, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Different apps, Snapchat, Instagram is an app, that sort of thing. Now here's an example sentence. This app is useful for measuring how much I exercise each day.
There you go. App, of course, is short for application.
Right.
And it's app. It's not A-P-P. Okay, so you could say app. And yes, when he finished with the app, he said done. Now this is often, of course, used as a verb. Do, did, done, right? But here, we're using it as an adjective. So yes, any job that you finish, as soon as you finish all the work, as soon as you've completed it, you can say done. You can just say it as one word. Done. I'm finished. For example, I'm done with my homework. Now I can watch TV. I'm done with my homework. Now I can watch TV. And since we're done with that explanation, let's get back to the story.
Okay, well, we're going to finish up now. Jimmy says, looking good, brother. Now, let's kick off. Of course, kick off, this phrase here just means that a sports game is about to start. Okay, so we could say, the soccer game is about to kick off. Here come the players. All right, well, I guess they've put the photo on Instagram or Facebook, whatever.
They can play some soccer and just wait for all those likes to come pouring in.
I bet they're excited. They're going to check their phones every time they stop.
Everyone will be excited to see how long Jimmy's legs are. How strangely long his legs are.
Okay, well, we're going to find out more about Jimmy and Timmy's foray into being popular and how that sort of ends up for them tomorrow. So let's finish up right now with our review time.